Hey guys, so I'm not going to film the intro with the finished look because I'm pretty scared at what it's going to end up looking like because I haven't used these products in years and I've never used them all together. So I don't want to scare you with what it looks like at the end. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so when it comes to makeup, especially expensive makeup like foundation and eyeshadow palettes, I'm really good at researching the crap out of a product before I buy it. But I noticed that all of these products were ones I didn't really think through. So I always have this box at home where I put my used makeup or makeup I don't want, and you can send it to like some kind of recycling center. And a majority of these products I actually had to get in my recycling box. Like I said, I haven't touched some of these in years. Okay, so with my face primer is the only one that I actually still use. It's the only face primer I've had. I've had this face primer for over 5 years. And it's the Tarte Clean Slate Poreless Primer. I'm gonna have to use my camera for a few of these products because I don't have a mirror in front of me. I have no idea how good it is. It could be the best primer in the world or it could be the worst. Who knows? And I'm actually finally running out of this stuff. So I'm gonna have to find a new primer after this. Okay, so next I'm going to be using Tarte's Amazonian Clay BB Tinted Moisturizer in the shade Medium. I don't even remember if I used a brush for this, but I'm just going to use it with my hands. I hope it's still good. I haven't used this in like 2 years. So I've only ever tried 2 foundations, which is Makeup Forever's and the Luminous Silk Foundation. I only buy full coverage foundations because in real life, the only time I ever wear foundation is for like big events or if I'm traveling. So I don't really need foundation. But the reason I bought this foundation was because I was going to Thailand to see my parents and there was no way I was gonna use a full coverage foundation when I went there because it's really hot. Should I put more? So yeah, the only foundation I really have left is my Luminous Silk Foundation. It does say, when you look up Giorgio Armani, it does say that they're cruelty-free, but apparently they do still sell in China. So I think that I'm gonna have to find a new cruelty-free foundation. I think it's fine. I don't really know if it was supposed to cover anything. I mean, it's a BB cream. Okay, and so for concealer, I'm gonna be using NYX's HD Photogenic Concealer. I've never ever used this under my eyes. I only use concealer to conceal my blemishes if I was breaking out. And then when I started doing makeup videos, that's when I bought the Shape Tape and the Beauty Bakery concealer. So I haven't used this since. But I'm kind of nervous to use this under my eyes because I have no idea how badly it would crease. Like I said, I would just use this to like spot conceal. It doesn't look too bad. Okay, so for setting powder, I'm going to be using Ben & Nye's Banana Powder. So back in the day, I sound so old, back in the day, everyone was using this banana powder, just banana powder in general. And then companies started using banana powder pressed, like Anastasia and Kat Von D. They started turning it into a pressed banana powder. After this like fad passed, everyone started using translucent powder, and I haven't seen anyone using banana powder since then. But really back then, everyone was using this. And I haven't used this in like 3 years. Okay, so for bronzer, I'm pretty nervous to use this because I know how orange it looks on me. It's the Sonia Kashuk Cream Bronzer. So I've only ever tried 2 bronzers, the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil and this. I've always wanted to try cream anything, cream bronzer, cream highlighter, because I feel like, you know, it's supposed to look more natural. But this looks so orange on me. I don't even know what brush to use because I don't really have a brush that works with cream. Maybe this one, Sigma P84. That looks like it could work. Even lately, my Too Faced one is starting to look a little orange to me. But it could be just because it's getting really old. Yeah, that looks way too orange compared to my Too Faced one. I don't even know how I'm gonna blend this out. It doesn't look too orange on camera, but compared to my Too Faced one, it looks really orange. Okay, next, the one thing I never ever use, and I know a lot of you would probably think I'm crazy, but I never wear blush. I don't care if you overdo it on highlighter or bronzer or foundation. If someone puts way too much blush, that's the first thing I notice. Because I feel like out of all like the face products, blush is supposed to be kind of subtle. With highlighter, you know, you're kind of supposed to notice it. And with bronzer, I feel like that's normal to see like over bronzer, over contoured skin. But I don't know what it is with blush. Like I feel like as soon as I see way too much blush on someone, I'm just like, no. This is the first blush I've ever used. I actually depotted it. This is Illamasqua's Lover. I remember walking into Sephora and telling the lady, okay, I need a blush. She immediately brought me over to Illamasqua. I haven't heard anyone speak about Illamasqua like in a long time. Their products were really good. Anyways, she was like, oh, this one's nice, Lover, this one. And immediately just from the name, I wanted to buy it because I call my lover Lover. And she was like, oh, this looks like what it would look like after you went for a run, like your cheeks are really flushed. And I was like, perfect. So this is kind of special to me even though I never use blush. When I bought this blush, the next day I wore it. Ooh. All my roommates were guys at the time. This was in college. And I put just a tiny bit of this blush. And my roommate was like, dude, why are you wearing blush? I was really like a tomboy back then, not wearing any makeup, so he immediately noticed it. And I was like, oh my gosh, is it that obvious? I put such a tiny bit, and that's also what turned me off from blush. Can you see it? I feel like that's enough. I can kind of see the pink. Like I said, I don't want it too much. Yeah, this might be the first and last time you're gonna see me put on blush. Okay, so next for highlight, I'm gonna be using Jouer's Rose Gold highlighter. This looks beautiful in the pan and swatched, but on my cheeks, it does not look good at all. Even though it shows up kind of gold on my cheeks, it's not a nice gold. It kind of looks dirty. If you swatch it enough times, it looks really pretty. And it does look pretty swatched, but you could never trust swatches because it could look so pretty as a swatch, but then on your face, it could look so bad. Well, of course, now it shows up in the camera. But I swear, once I turn all these bright lights off, you could not see it on my skin tone. Okay, so I'm just gonna use the NYX concealer again to prime my eyes. I'm not gonna set it since I'm gonna use the cream product. Okay, for eyeshadow, I'm gonna be using Smashbox's Studio Pop Eye Palette. It's super dirty. My best friend actually sent me this palette like 4 or 5 years ago, and I've never used it. Like, I swatched the crap out of it, but like, I cannot find a look to do with this. AIDS, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I really don't like this palette and I've never used it, and I know you haven't used your palette either. so don't judge me. So I swatched all these shades the other day to figure out what look to make, and basically all the pigment is gone. I mean, I don't blame it. It's been like 5 years. It just does not blend, but I want to use it for the first and last time today. I'm going to be using this cream eyeshadow at the bottom. It's like a navy blue. This is the only cream. All of these are cream, but this is the only one that's still creamy. All of them are so dried out. I actually like that concept of putting cream shadow in the palette. I don't know, do makeup companies still do that? I understand that it's gonna dry out faster than the regular eyeshadows, but it seems like they all lost like their pigment at the same time. Oh my gosh, that concealer is looking really bad. Usually when I conceal my under eyes, you don't really see this line right here. So yeah, I guess don't use that NYX concealer for your under eyes. I'm just gonna press that pigment on my eyelid. I'm actually gonna take it above my eyelid just so I can blend it out. Okay, I'm just gonna set it with this navy color. Okay, so I'm gonna take more of that navy blue powdered eyeshadow and blend out the edges. If it can even blend properly anymore. Oh my god, that looks so bad. I'm actually gonna use that brown shade to blend out the edges. This one right here. They all have like this gray tone to it. I really think it's just because these eyeshadows are so old and dry. So I'm just going to use this white shade right here for my brow bone highlight. Yeah, these colors are just not blending out. Look how patchy that is. Ah. I guess the moral of the story is don't use your eyeshadow palettes after like 5 years. Actually no, my Naked palette's still really good and I've had that for 5 years. But I know some people like collecting them without using them, so that's fine. Okay, so I've been blending this for over 5 minutes and it is not going anywhere. It is just not blending. It's so bad. Look how bad that is. Okay, I give up. That is not gonna blend any further. The more I blend, the more it gets patchy. Look at that. Yeah, definitely never gonna use this again. Okay, so for the waterline, I'm gonna be using this purple. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's because this eyeshadow palette is so old. That's why these colors are just horrible. But I mean, I've had my Urban Decay and my BH Cosmetics palettes for longer and they still perform really good. Okay, so for eyeliner, I'm going to be using e.l.f.'s cream liner. It's not that I never use this. This is just my least used cream eyeliner because I always use my Inglot gel liner because that one's really black. And I just use this one when I'm practicing makeup looks. But I mean, this is really good for, I think this was like $3. Okay, I had to skip you through that because that was taking forever. That liner is pretty much all dried up. So for mascara, I've only ever used the Urban Decay Cannonball one, but I got this as one of those Sephora like gifts when you have a lot of points. You could have 1,000,000 points on your Sephora card, but they would still be like, oh here, choose this small mascara. This is Urban Decay's SuperCurl Curling Mascara, and I think it's pretty much dried up, but we're still gonna use it. This looks like such a funny wand. Okay, so for lipstick, I'm going to be using Dose of Colors Toxic. I've had this for over 3 years and I wore it for the first time on my first YouTube video. And the reason I never wore this in general is because it does not dry down at all and it will get all over your teeth. In that vlog, I actually obviously didn't show it, but every 5 minutes, Josiah was like, babe, you have lipstick on your teeth. So never again. And it's not because this is old. This is the same consistency as it was when I bought this over 3 years ago. So I don't know if Dose of Colors changed their formula. You know, it could be a better formula now, but this is actually like one of the worst liquid lipstick formulas I've ever had. It doesn't dry down and it's really patchy and it's watery and it just gets all over your teeth. And you can't really rub your lips together because it's just gonna spread everywhere. Okay, so I'm not gonna zoom you in on my makeup this time because it's so bad and patchy, like no one needs to see that. And I do think this look kind of came out okay, even though half of these products are probably expired, but I still wouldn't really recommend any of these products. Actually, I'd probably recommend the Illamasqua blush, but like I said, I haven't heard anyone talking about Illamasqua, or I'm pretty sure they're still around. Their blush is really good. The e.l.f. eyeliner is actually really good for the price, and like I said, I have no idea how good the Tarte primer is because that's the only primer I've ever used. But the other products though, I feel like they're really not worth it. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna put all of these back in my recycling box except the blush, and I'll see you guys in my next video.